The truth behind media narratives, how they shape what you see and hear. 1. The power of storytelling in the media. The media is not just a platform for reporting facts, it's a powerful tool for shaping our perception of the world. Every day, whether we're scrolling through our feeds or watching the news, we're exposed to stories. But what's behind these stories? Who decides what's newsworthy? The selection of stories is not random. Newsrooms have to decide what's worthy of attention. They choose stories that will attract the most viewers or readers, and this is often determined by what the audience wants to hear. But the real kicker is that they are also selecting what we don't hear. Certain important issues, perspectives, or facts might be hidden, either because they don't fit the narrative or because they don't generate clicks. This decision-making process is pivotal in how we perceive the world around us. How are narratives created? Take a moment to consider the news you consume on a daily basis. The way a headline is written, the images used in stories, and the tone of the language all work together to create a narrative. For example, during a political election, two media outlets might report on the same speech by a candidate, but one might emphasize the positive aspects while the other focuses on negative reactions. The difference lies in how the story is framed. One framing might paint a candidate as a hero fighting for the people, while the other portrays them as out of touch or dishonest. These small but significant differences can affect the public's judgment of events, people, and issues. 2. The role of emotions in media consumption. We've all been there, that compelling headline that grabs you by the gut, making you want to read or click immediately. It's no coincidence. Media outlets know exactly how to trigger your emotions to ensure you stay engaged with their content. Why emotions matter so much? The more emotionally charged a piece of content is, the more likely it is to be shared, commented on, and watched. Media outlets capitalize on fear, outrage, happiness, or shock because these emotions make us act, click, comment, share, or buy. This is how they boost their engagement rates and increase their advertising profits. Have you ever clicked on a headline that seemed too dramatic to ignore? You were manipulated into it. That dopamine hit you get when you see a juicy, controversial story is exactly what they want. The more engaged you are emotionally, the more likely you are to become a repeat viewer or reader, feeding into the system that thrives on your attention. The danger of sensationalism: it's easy to get caught up in the drama, but this constant barrage of sensational content can lead to mental exhaustion and emotional fatigue. Social media, news outlets, and even advertisements are designed to make you feel deeply about something, and it's not always in a healthy way. The more sensational the story, the more likely it is to go viral, which is why the media will often exaggerate or manipulate facts to get a bigger emotional reaction. The business of news: how ratings and ads shape what you see. One News is not just about reporting facts. There's a harsh reality behind the stories you hear. News is a business. Just like any other business, news outlets are driven by profits. The more time you spend consuming content, the more money they make. And how do they ensure that you keep coming back? By showing you the stories that will grab your attention and make you want to consume more. Why ratings matter so much? Every click, share, or view is a potential dollar for the media company. Advertisers spend billions to have their products featured during your favorite show or in your social media feed. News companies are fully aware of this dynamic. They know that to maximize profit, they need to keep you glued to the screen. That's why stories with shock value, drama, and controversy dominate the media landscape. These stories generate more views, which means more advertisements. The clickbait culture. We've all seen it. The headline that promises everything but delivers little. It's no accident. Clickbait is a powerful tool that news outlets use to make you click on their content. These headlines are strategically crafted to make you curious, outraged, or excited, prompting you to read further and get emotionally invested. How to spot biased news. Unmasking the manipulation. One language and framing. The next time you read a headline or article, stop for a moment and pay attention to the words. The language used in news stories is one of the easiest ways to spot bias. Often, the tone of the story can influence how you perceive an event or person, even if the facts are the same. Loaded words like radical, heroic, or disastrous can sway your feelings towards the subject. Similarly, how the story is framed, the way a journalist chooses to focus on certain aspects of a story, can guide you toward a particular conclusion. For example, a protest could be framed as either a righteous stand for justice or a violent riot, depending on the angle the news outlet decides to take. 2. Fact-checking and cross-referencing. It's essential to verify what you read. If you only rely on one source, you risk being exposed to biased or misleading information. Cross-referencing multiple outlets, especially ones with differing political leanings, is the best way to get a fuller picture of any story. Ask yourself, who is writing the article? Who benefits from this story being told in a certain way? What's missing or being left out? These simple questions can help you uncover biases and make sure you're getting the whole truth. The consequences of media manipulation. What's at stake? 1. Political polarization. Media bias is fueling political division. The more we consume biased news, the more entrenched our opinions become. This creates echo chambers where we only hear viewpoints that align with our own beliefs. We begin to distrust those with differing opinions, making it harder to engage in meaningful, constructive dialogue. This deepening polarization has serious consequences. It can lead to gridlock, division, and even violence when different factions of society are unwilling to engage with each other. 2. Social division. The media can divide communities. By exaggerating certain issues, they make us believe that there are two opposing sides, often polarizing issues that don't need to be divisive. From racial tensions to class struggles, the media has the power to fuel discord and create mentality, which is both dangerous and destructive. How to be a more informed consumer of news. 1. Be critical. Start by thinking critically about the news you consume. Question everything. Who benefits from this story? What's the angle? Is there an emotional reaction being triggered in you? Recognizing this can help you become less vulnerable to manipulation. 2. Seek out multiple sources. To get a balanced perspective, it's crucial to consume news from multiple sources. Don't limit yourself to just one outlet or platform. Explore diverse opinions and viewpoints to broaden your understanding of any given issue. 3. Limit your time on social media. Social media platforms are designed to keep you hooked, and they have mastered the art of using algorithms to keep you scrolling. By limiting your time on these platforms, you regain control over what you consume. Conclusion: reclaim your control. In a world where the media controls so much of what we see, it's up to us to take back control. By staying critical, informed, and vigilant, we can navigate the complex media landscape and uncover the truth for ourselves. Don't let media manipulation dictate how you think or what you believe. Think for yourself, question everything, and reclaim your independence.